Hey there, Mario Karters and Frenzy fans! Welcome to our channel where we talk about the races and ranked this week, the points potential we have, and the ticket transactions that might help you out.
So, our first episode that we posted over the weekend, we went into depth as far as what this new Mario Kart Tour Race Score Predictor tool is, and we kind of focused on the Royal Raceway R race, and we're not going to go as in depth as far as all the ins and outs of the tools. We are going to talk about a few different things this week. But more pertaining to the Koopa Troopa Beach RT, which is the first race in ranked.
Yeah, so as we go through it, you guys are going to get a gist. If you haven't watched our first video, you'll get a gist for what the tool is and how it works. But if you want the more in-depth version, go check out our first video. But we'll jump in right here and go over kind of what the tool is and what it can do to help you with Koopa Troopa.
Yeah. So, over here, we got our second tab in here, but for our first race is Koopa Troopa Beach RT. This first set of boxes, you enter in your player level. That determines how many points you're going to get in first place. So a little side note, this tool assumes that you're going to be reaching your potential and that the score that you get, that you're going to keep for ranked, is always going to be first place. You don't really want to, say, well, I'm only going to shoot for third place. You're always shooting for first place. And so this is going to be the amount of points that you're going to get in first place based on your player level. Then you got the number of actions that you perform in the race, and then the number of bonus points per action. And I ended up writing little notes here. So actions, they're going to vary from course to course, because all the courses have different lengths. Some of them are normal, some of them are reverse, some of them are trick, some of them are reverse trick. Also depends on what your driver's special skill is, and most importantly, your skill ability. So it's recommended that you pick a conservative number here until you have raced the desired track enough times to know better how many actions you can expect from a certain course. So I had already played this course in previous tours just for fun, whatever, and ended up getting like a double frenzy, I think, with Toad. Ended up getting 128 actions and about 52 bonus points per action. So bonus points per action, so this largely depends on how many times combo is going to be dropped during the race. So this value that you're going to enter here in this cell can range anywhere from 40 to 80 points. Or bonus points per action, but it's really just comes down to your skill level for that specific track.
So if you're like me, you'll pop in 45. If you're like this guy, you'll pop in like 75.
Well, no. So even on this one, it's like low 50s.
Okay.
So yeah, let's go ahead and go over here to our Koopa Troopa Beach RT. We've got the Toad Cup, all the drivers that we've got, and it's kind of a good rule of thumb to play the character that has the highest level, but there's a little bit of a nuance there, an asterisk, right? So, for example, here, Toad is my highest level player, even though he's a super. He's at level 6, and I have him at 870 points, so it's double uncapped. So over here in the tool, we would select that he's a super, and we'd pop in that he's level 6, and his base points here, he's double uncapped at 870. So let's pretend hypothetically that we want to go with Toad. So we'll select him. And then I only have 2 carts here, none of which are high ends. A little bit brutal, but fortunately, one of the ones that I have that's a super is also a level 6. Let's see here. So I got the light blue Turbo Birdo, and he's at 408 points. So we're definitely going to use him. And then our glider that we have, again, is a super, the eggshell glider. It's also well, it's at level 5 actually, not at level 6 yet, but I don't have enough tickets to get it to level 6. You can see there, I've only got 2 tickets, so I'm just racing at level 5. But he's uncapped twice to 408. So here we can see with this loadout that if I were to, with this loadout, do the 125 actions and get about 52 bonus points per action, I should get about 24,000 points.
Okay.
Essentially, right? So let's go ahead and stick that here in our previously calculated score. So we'll do, what was it, 23, 9,
7, 8, I think.
7, 8? Is that what it was? 7, 4.
7, 4.
Okay, 7, 4. Okay. So, I'm sure many of you noticed that based on the other players that I have, maybe Toad isn't the best driver to select. Let's pretend for a second that we don't have Peach Vacation here, who's the driver on the very, very left. Let's pretend that we just have Rosalina Swimwear, who's a coin box character, which is a great special skill to have because when you get a coin box,
You get rich!
you just get a lot more actions, right? You have the potential of getting a lot more actions, yes, and you get rich. Good job.
Thanks.
So what we can do here is, if we want to compare how many points we would get with a coin box driver, even though the level is lower than the super driver at level 6, like, I don't know, what do you think? Do you think that you would get more points with the coin box driver, even though she's 2 levels lower? Or do you think you'd get less points, more points, or the same amount of points?
See, this is where I always struggle, because you're at a 2-level deficit here.
Right.
I feel like if she was at level 5, she would be the choice over level 6 Toad. But at level 4, I don't know, which is why this tool is so cool, because I don't have an analytical mind. It's not part of my DNA, and so I get to cheat with this tool and, like, jump on and plug in the numbers and figure it out.
Yeah. And not only is it the levels, but it's, you got to take the points, the base points.
Totally.
So Rosalina Swimwear is only uncapped once, whereas Toad is uncapped twice, and I could uncap him 3 times.
This is why I married an engineer.
So let's take this this current loadout that we have with Toad at level 6 and double uncapped, and compare it to Rosalina Swimwear, who's a high end at level 4 and just single uncapped. All right, but so first off, you're thinking, oh, well, you should probably go with Toad because look, you got 22,322 points versus with Toad we had calculated almost 24,000. Well, that's not the whole story. You got to go back up here to your actions, and I think it's kind of a good. When I say good rule of thumb, I want to say like conservative rule of thumb that during the course of playing with a coin box driver, that you could, on your really good run where you're not dropping combo, that you would get at least 1 or 2 just normal coin boxes, and then like a coin or a coin box frenzy, right? So comparing the number of actions that you would get over Toad with a really good run that might have a coin frenzy, and maybe even like run into like another coin box driver's coins on the course or whatever. It's probably you probably want to add around 30 more points.
That's
Or sorry,
fair.
30 more actions to your action list here.
And
Whoops,
the only thing I
that's
want
not-
to add here while he types that in is these predictions aren't, we kind of talked about this at the beginning, but these predictions aren't just off like, oh, I'm just going to race it once or twice and see what I get. This is like if you're really, really wanting to place well in ranked, you have to race it, you know, a handful of times, maybe 10 or 20 times, which is a lot to some people.
Gotta grind.
But you have to grind to get to have the numbers play in your favor so you can get these amount of frenzies and coin boxes. And
Yeah. So let's see here. If we do 155 actions, scroll down. Oh, so look at that. Now we're getting, with the extra 30 actions, we can expect to get 25,800.
That's awesome.
So, using a coin box driver, even 2 levels lower and 1 points uncapped lower, if you can manage to get those extra actions, would actually end up getting you more points.
Yeah, so I'm kind of curious for the people who are watching right now, when you guys are done with this video and you are racing, when you get to the point where it's like calculating your score, you can click on, what is that button called? Like the actions, what is it called?
Yep, that is the actions button.
Okay, yeah, the actions button. So click on the actions and you'll see how many actions that you had. I want to challenge you guys to race both, if you guys have a coin box driver, race a coin box driver and also race a non-coin box driver and compare the two. I'm curious, let us know in the comments if you're seeing these type of results too. For us, we see them, but I'm curious what everybody else is getting. So if you get a lot of extra coin, or a lot of extra actions with the coin box driver, let us know in the comments.
So one of the things that I was considering before I started racing this was I was thinking of actually triple uncapping Toad. So let's go back here to Toad.
How many points would that put him at?
So right now he's at 870, and to get him triple uncapped, which is the max, it would need 10 more tickets, but I have 18, so that was totally feasible.
Okay.
And it would put the super driver up to 975 points.
Pretty much like a high end.
Which is like a high-end single uncapped.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Because a high-end just normally is 800 points. Single uncapped is 980. So triple uncapped super gets it to 975.
That's awesome.
So let's see real quick. Let's go ahead and do... Let's remember what this... So 25,866. So do 25,866, so we can remember that number. Let's go back here and do a super with Toad 6 and 975, but then drop him back down to 125 actions. Okay, so even with Toad triple uncapped at level 6, that'd be 24,700. It'd be about 1,000 less than
Rosalina Swimwear.
Rosalina Swimwear.
That's cool. So what would Peach Vacation do? She's my favorite driver, by the way.
So due to the fact that Peach Vacation was in both the first and second courses, those are the weeks that you really want to focus on using your tickets, because you get a twofer. Per ticket, you get a lot more points potential for those races. So I ended up moving her to level 5. Oh, because originally I had both Peach Vacation and Rosalina Swimmer at level 4 and just single uncapped. So I was going to take one of the two of them up to level 5 and double uncap them, but I didn't know which one. And I ended up deciding going with Peach Vacation. So she's at level 5 and double uncapped at 1190. So then here we'll go back up to the 155. All right, so with Peach Vacation,
She's so cool.
at 1190 at level 5, we can anticipate getting around like in the high 28,000s, maybe even like 29,000 if I get a few more than the 155, right?
That's awesome. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and so this is using her. So with this loadout, let me go ahead and show you guys the video of my best race in it so far. Right here. For some reason, this corner right here is the hardest for me to keep combo. I lose it every single time. Like, dropped combo right there. And I totally should have like done the coin box earlier. And it's just frustrating.
Don't know what you don't know.
So anyway, there's two different ways you can go about this course. You can go the left path, which I just did, or you can go the right path, which is a little bit shorter, but you glide. And there are some people that say that you can get you can get an extra item box if you end up going to the left. And that's kind of hard to do successfully every single time. But since I was in first place right here, and again dropped combo, I thought, let's just go ahead and try and get this box. So I get the box on the bottom of the waterfall. I turn left real hard. I get a coin box frenzy, and then I hit the item box. So I get all these coins from the coin box frenzy. I'm in second place because I went around the long way, but I get these items from the item box that I got. Snipe Mario in first place, and then another coin box frenzy.
Your action count's gonna be insane.
Unfortunately, there was a whole lot of jumping and a lot of those ramps and stuff, but I passed with 17-1. And it just kept on going up. Totally got over 30,000 points.
Such a good race.
Blew my mind.
Such a good race. So we had predicted 155 actions.
Yep.
So what did you actually get with... It was 2 coin box frenzies, right?
2 coin box frenzies, and then just a couple of coin boxes, I think. So we had 9285 bonus points. And then the actions performed comes up. So I click on that. And I had 162.
Okay, so that was an extra 7 actions.
Mm-hmm. So that actually ends up turning out to equal 57.3 bonus points per action. So I had estimated 52.
Yeah.
So I got 7 more actions, and then about 5 more points per action.
That's awesome. So the cool thing is once you start racing it a couple times, if you actually start paying attention to these numbers, that's when the calculator's going to really get you accurate numbers, is when you start predicting your actions per race and your points per action more accurately.
Yeah. So here my actual score here is 30,847.
That's awesome.
So now over here on the very last tab, this last tab it helps you kind of see where you are with all of your races. Let's see here if we go back. So it should kind of mimic, the first is in the upper left-hand corner, second race is upper right-hand corner. So we've got the 30,847. Last week you guys saw in that video I got 35,368. And then I still have yet to play Donut Plains 2T. I'm going to kind of wait to see what goes on with my competition. These first 2 guys, I've been watching them all week, and they've been kind of just plateauing, I guess you could say. They might get 100 more points, or I don't think that they're going to be leveling anything up. So this guy, I think he's pretty much staying at the kind of high 77s. This guy, I think he's going to stay at 77,000 just because he got such a flat, right on the nose. I think he's probably proud of that. Hopefully he gets first, and he the first place guy doesn't have 77,001 points.
Right.
But then there's this guy, number 3, third place. I've been keeping my eye on him all week. He's been down in the low or the high teens, low teens, and yesterday he ended up getting he was in 6th place.
Oh, he's a sleeper.
And he's doing something kind of like me, where he's played the first 2 races, and then you can totally tell that on this last race, the Donut Plains 2T,
yeah,
he just played it for all clear cup or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just, middle shelf everything. And so you can go up to his player info. And here's the thing. This dude's highest tier is freaking 59.
Does he have Vacation Peach?
So you look at his driver list, because there are only 4 characters, or 4 drivers in Donut Plains. Oops, shoot, didn't mean to do that.
So he does have Vacation Peach.
So let's see here. He's got Penguin Luigi at level 2 and 800, which is one of the drivers. And then he's got Sunshine Mario at level 1 and 800. And then he doesn't have Cat Toad. He does have Cat Peach, though, at level 2 and points unlocked. 980. Maybe that's what he needed for last week's. I don't know. More power to you. And then the last one is Party Lakitu. So unless he ends up pulling for Cat Toad, he doesn't have Lakitu, so that's not going to pop up. He may put some points, or he may points on Cap and level up Penguin Luigi or Mario. But I don't anticipate him getting more than like another 10,000.
Okay.
I say if he gets 20,000.
That'll-
So the first place guy, he's got 19.5. This guy, he's got 19.7. I think the fourth place guy has 20. So 19 and 20 is probably about where he's going to be. So thing is if he gets 10,000 more points, that'll put him at 83.
Okay.
And I did bottom shelf stuff for my all clear, just on auto mode, and got a whopping 2,683 points. So, but I anticipate being able to get probably around that 19,000, 20,000 without leveling anybody up right now. And so if I can get 17,000 more, something like that, I should be able to go ahead and place first. So
That's awesome.
So we'll have to see how tomorrow goes.
Yeah, we'll post an update.
We'll show another video just to kind of show how the tool helped us in this week's ranked, and hopefully it's helped some of you guys out as well. I'm excited to hear about everyone's ranked, and if they had any crazy runs where they were saved by a coin box frenzy after being hit with a blue shell, or something like that.
And if you guys didn't see our first video, we're going to go ahead in the comments of this video, we'll go ahead and put the link to the spreadsheet. It uses Google Excel Sheets. It'll prompt you to make a copy of it. Remember, you have to sign in to your Google account in order to get it. So you'll sign into your Google account, make a copy, and then it's yours. You'll be able to use it. The bottom, there's how many tabs?
4. 5.
Okay, so 5 tabs. The first one's kind of the instructions and just kind of like how to use it all. And then the next 3 are each race for the current tour. And then the last one is going to be your summary.
And you're going to have to type in what the race is. I think the default text is like enter the race name here.
Yeah.
And then every week you can either save this sheet as like a separate copy if you want to kind of keep this as like a record, or you can just write over the sheet for whatever the new races are for next week's Ranked Cup.
Totally.
So, anyway, good luck everyone, and may the frenzies be forever in your favor.
Yeah.